Real estate agents are hearing that Claude is the new ChatGPT, but Claude is significantly more confusing than ChatGPT. There's Claude Desktop, there's Claude Cowork, and there's Claude Code. You may be like me. I don't think there's a lot of people out there like this, but I think there are a few that want to learn Claude Code as a realtor and want to take advantage of the full capabilities that the best models have out there and want to apply the techniques and want to innovate in the industry. They really want to try like it's uncharted territory. If that part of AI is exciting, then Claude Code is for you. If you are trying to get immediate results from AI without spinning your wheels, without spending a bunch of time doing like everything else, and you are overwhelmed by the terminal, Claude Cowork is a great place to start. But I'm going to make an argument in this video for why I still think Claude Code is okay, because really, guys, the way this is headed, it is that like English is the new coding language. So all of this is really just talking to Claude, and Claude is your software developer. And that's why I have been able to make it like the most insane things, which I'll show you guys later in this video using Claude. Okay, so real quick, what can you do in desktop versus Cowork versus Claude Code? And so really, guys, this graph that I made with with Claude, really, I think helps show this really well. With desktop, you cannot do much. There are a few connectors, which we'll go over in this video, what setting that up is like and why you might want to do that in Claude Code. But really, there's not much that you get in desktop. It's a very ChatGPT-like experience. With Cowork, which is the new thing that they've rolled out, which was built because of the massive success people were having with Claude Code. And I'm talking like, I was like, oh my God, this is the future in like June of last year. But even then, like it was so hard to teach it to anybody else because of how often these tools would break. Now, AI has since changed a bunch, and it's gotten to the point where really the setup is super easy, so much so to where they made Claude Cowork, which has got like a pretty front end. Here, I'll pull it over here. For a lot of people, you know, getting started with AI, getting started with it, running tasks and stuff like that, Cowork is a great place to start. But in this video, we're really not focusing on Cowork. We're really going to talk about Claude Code, so I'm going to minimize that from now on. Okay, you get limited capabilities in Cowork, but in Code, really the big stuff that you get is the full ability to read and write files. So if stuff is buried on my computer, hidden somewhere, it can go and find it. If I wanted to look at a screenshot that I took, if I wanted to take a screenshot and then put it in its chat, it can do that. It lives in the terminal. So because it lives in the terminal and because I have it connected to everything that my computer's connected to, it can utilize my computer to the highest and fullest capabilities, which is what creates the massive unlock that people are going to have with AI in the next few months. It's going to take a while for Cowork to catch up to what you can do in Code. And so if you're looking to get an edge early on, like with like kind of some of what I've got going on with these websites and with these AI blogs and doing SEO and stuff, some of this you will be able to do in Cowork, but some of it, like these different tools and calculators, you are going to want to do these, you're going to want to build these out in Claude Code. If you want to build out like a bunch of custom applications, if you want to have the easiest setup with AI, the least amount of personal effort, then actually using Claude Code is significantly easier, guys. Really, I'll explain it like this. So to start up Claude Code, I just hit Claude, and then I like to do dangerously skip permissions because I don't like it to ask me for permission, and this really gives me that unlock. And then if I want to like load in a plugin, I can go here and I can search up here and I can type in like Vercel or something. I think I already have Vercel on here. Let me think of one that I don't have. Maybe Netlify. Yeah, Netlify. So I can load in this plugin, which Netlify is basically just like Vercel, another hosting service website. And just by hitting enter, it will then direct me to connect my Netlify account. And sometimes this is as easy as it just pulls up in my browser and has me log in. Once this is installed, like this is very, very detailed. Like we can open the homepage of the skill and you guys can just see that there is a lot here. Like there is a bunch of prompts for all kinds of things. And most of what this is built around is teaching Claude on how to use Netlify. And really this is the future of software. And this is why I make the case that you guys should use tools like Claude Code so that you can get the fullest and best capabilities from AI agents, because you just don't get this unlock within within Claude Cowork. You won't. In Claude Cowork, Claude Code just excels is being able to utilize these tools within complicated workflows just in a way that Cowork isn't. Like I can spin up agent teams and I can have I can have 4 different Claude Code instances working on Supabase, and you just don't get that unlock in Cowork because it's like a very singular experience. Now, if you're starting out, then this is great. This is great for starting out because you're only talking to one AI agent. But if you really want that unlock of like, I have 6, 7 AI agents working autonomously on different projects, then I definitely recommend Claude Code. And in terms of where is the money to be made with Claude Code and having 6, 7 agents work autonomously, really, I think it's in software. So I think it's in creating websites, creating blogs, scaling just what already we can do on the computer, but using AI to do it at scale. And what I mean by that is if you wanted to have a neighborhood website for every neighborhood in your city, you could have Claude Code do that. You could give him a basic template of like what to look for, how to build it, and have him go and manually do that. It might take him days or weeks to even do that, and it might be a lot of review and a lot of working with him in a project, but you will be able to take on projects like that, which just gives you a massive unlock, especially as we're moving forward and real estate agents want to know, how do we stand out in this next market? How do we offer things to buyers and sellers that are unique? And so you can do that like with stuff like this, like the house hack calculator, or here's a Pasco tax calculator, which I have, where I can put in like, here, I'll put in like an address, like, here, we'll just do 1, 2, see what comes up. Or let's do, here, I'll put in an address, 673, see what comes out, Clemens. And this is a pain point that people have, calculating what their projected taxes are going to be. What I love about this tool is that it connects directly to the API. Like Pasco County has an API for relaying all this data, like the current tax bill, the exact breakdown of the ad valorem and the non-ad valorem, all that, and then also if they are homesteaded or not. And so I'm able to create a tool that really solves a pain point that no one's ever really been able to solve well before, at least in Florida, of if you're a home buyer, you can actually use this tool to calculate property taxes really, really well, which helps people. And all I do is put this behind a login, and that's leads. That's leads. That's the unlock that I'm talking about, that I think people are looking for and yearning for. And I'm just here to say, guys, it is in Claude Code, and it is going to be in learning Claude Code. And I'm here to be the guy that just kind of helps you through this. And I know that it's going to be a small community of people that want to do this, but I really think that this is going to create the community and the team that really brings about the next unlock of the future of what real estate could be. And I just love that it could be very software heavy focused, because what is killing the industry, number one these days, I'm not going to preach too much, but it's Zillow. It's Zillow, bro. And I just love the fact that I can take some of this stuff back from them. All right, so MCP Starter Pack for your guys' sake. In another video, I talked about how I use Claude Code to make those websites. And really all you need for that is Vercel, which is very, very easy to do. You do it just like how I did Netlify. And Supabase is just as easy. And then the SEO plugin is another plugin that is super valuable, which is in here. So all these are in plugins. You literally just type /SEO/Supabase/Vercel, download all of them. You're going to have to create a Supabase account and a Vercel account. It's going to maybe prompt you to connect the API keys, but it'll walk you through that. And if you have any trouble, what I like to do is even just in Claude Desktop, ask it with giving it screenshots, and it'll walk me through it, because it could be nuanced, like situationally, and you might be comfortable with giving up some control, like less control than I am. So I don't want to necessarily walk you through exactly how I do it, because everybody's a little different, but Claude will walk you through setting this up, and it is really, really easy. And just know that I was in your exact shoes, feeling just as overwhelmed as you are, except for the fact that AI was not nearly where it was today. But I do want to, I feel like because I did the heavy lifting, I'm going to create the unlock for us. So that's where I'm at. I don't even know why I'm doing this, but I just know that I don't know, dude. Don't know, but I'm just going to figure it out. I'm just going to do these videos and figure it out. But If you like them, reach out to me. Even just like let me know if like this is too deep or not deep enough. Anyhow, okay. So you install those plugins. We went through that. I kind of have more on here. I got more on that GitHub repo as well to walk you through this. And now Firecrawl, and then the browser connection is going to be the next thing that you're going to want. And what this is going to do is this is going to give Claude the ability to interact with your browser. And really, Firecrawl is the one that I'm going to recommend using the most. There are three that you're going to hear most commonly about: Chrome, Firecrawl, and Playwright. And all of them are really easy to install. Playwright is free. Firecrawl, you have to pay per use. You get free credits with it, but you go and then you pay per use, but it is worth it. And then Chrome is included within your Claude subscription. And so really, guys, Chrome is great for like when I'm logged into Google Chrome, if I'm like I had it set up my Google Search Console and just do that whole like website indexing, submit my sitemap thing for me using Google Chrome. I just said, hey, I just need you to take over my Chrome browser and do this for me, because it's a lot of work and I don't really know what I'm doing. And I'd honestly rather just have AI check you after you're done and then maybe do it if you're wrong before I do it. And so I did that, and that worked. I got my sitemap submitted and it's indexed. So that's how I did that, though. I was using the Chrome browser because I'm already logged in on Google Search Console and stuff like that. But it is very, very slow, and it's not like built AI first. And it is cool, like in the sense that you get to like watch it move around your screen when you use it, which is nice in the beginning. But to really get the unlock, apart from stuff that you're logged in on, or maybe stuff that it's a little harder to see, sometimes like some stuff will block some of them, but not others. So having all three downloaded is honestly great. But Firecrawl, the reason Firecrawl is huge is because it's just built more for AI. And so okay, I got Firecrawl pulled up, and literally first thing I got is I am going to run out of credits soon. So I got to top up on credits pretty soon. But what's nice is, yeah, here's my API key. Again, these are hidden, so you can't see that. But what's nice, guys, is with these credits, you can like charge a certain amount, and then like you can keep it from using too much of your credits. Let me see where that would be. Yeah, I think I did $19. Okay, you get 3,000 for free, and then if you go over that, you can go over that. But this was worth it for me because you can interact. They just added this where you can interact with the browser within Firecrawl, and Firecrawl is just built like AI agent first, and so it makes it a little easier to relay things that aren't as easy to relay in Chrome. Here, I'll show you guys what I mean by that. So like in Chrome, right, like in here, normally if you hit F12, you can pull up the console. And so like here, like actually, let me go here. There might be errors. Yeah, see, so on here, as I'm building like this stuff out, I can go in here in F12 and I can see these consoles. And so a lot of times this is catching errors that you don't even ever need to fix. But it's good to definitely have all your bugs fixed at all times. But for your guys' sake, you don't got to worry about this. Now, back in the day, like 9 months ago, when I was first starting with vibe coding, I would pass the AI a screenshot, and it wouldn't know what's going on. It would try to fix it, but it wouldn't really ever have understanding on what the error was. And it's because I wasn't passing it these console errors. And so then I started copy and pasting these into Claude Code, and instantly I saw massive improvement of it was now understanding the bugs and able to fix the bugs. The reason Firecrawl is huge is because these get passed automatically to Claude, and Claude is able to see even more in-depth stuff on the website. And that's huge for if you are really wanting to truly know, hey, is my website set up correctly? Is all my sites indexed? Is my sitemap good? Am I good there? Then having Firecrawl set up to do those SEO audits and those website audits is huge. And so that's the Search Console, something I wish someone told me. And then that's Firecrawl and why to use that. And then Playwright is great for, I haven't used it too much. I kind of added it recently because I heard it was very good at screenshots and automations and doing like a lot of testing and a lot of browser use. And so I've used it. Really, I don't even know what it looks like, honestly. I've just connected it to Claude Code. It's free, it's open sourced, and Claude Code just uses it. But he is able to test out my app a lot better, because when you guys are deploying websites, really before you deploy the website, when you're ready for it, then it's good to ask Claude, okay, I'm ready to deploy this. act as an expert. What would an expert do in this situation? What type of tests would they run? And Claude will put together a list of tests and tell him like what connectors can we connect to make running these tests more efficient, get better understanding, be able to fix bugs better, be able to improve better, like things like that. For some reason, like you'd think like an expert would know to do that, but like you do have to kind of tell it that. So I tell it that, and the outputs I get are just significantly better. And then when it goes and actually does everything using the right tools with the right kind of plan, I see the massive unlock. And then I want to use tools like Playwright because I want him to test it from the back end side, because he can run like what's called unit tests to basically run thousands of tests on the code, but you still want to test like the visual front end of the website, of the app, like how does it look, do all the buttons work, because the back end like information might be sending or it might be computing, but sometimes it's that like you click the button but there is like it doesn't show that it clicks and the user doesn't know that the button was clicked even though the thing occurs. And so that is a bug that AI would never catch using just unit tests. And so that's why using browser is big, because in Playwright even it will catch stuff like that, surprisingly. So that's what's cool about that. All right. Anyhow, let's get out of here and let's just pull this up and so that you guys can see like exactly the type of unlock that you can get with Claude Code. And I'm just going to give you guys a demo of kind of how I would use it. Like, I'm just going to think like first thing in the morning, I get up, how would I use Claude Code? All right, so I'd come in, go boom, new window, again, and I go Claude, and then I'll go dangerously. Wait, dangerously. Skip permissions. I don't even actually need to do this, but okay, so I'll go that, and then I'll boom that guy there, and then I'll pull up another one. Boom. Let's get him going here, and then I'll go boom. I actually have it on. Okay, so then we got three going here. Three going. All right, so then I'll go here. Can you check Go High Level for any new lead activity real quick for me? Then I'll do that. And you can set these up as individual tasks. I just would rather do it manually because every day is different for me, and sometimes I just don't like all this busy stuff happening when I log on my computer. And so I do it like this. Can you run the podcast tool that we have that goes and grabs those new podcasts from the Tampa Bay Developer and Pinellas podcast? I want to work on writing a new blog for today. And then let's load that into the CMS. Put together a plan for doing that. And then, but in that plan, I want to, in the end, load it into the CMS. Get that one going. And then recently on the website, we had deployed a new tool. It was a tax calculator. I think a St. Pete versus Tampa tool got mixed in there, and I don't think this is ready yet, even though, dang, this is kind of cool. Actually, never mind. Let's keep this in here. I don't like how busy this looks, but sometimes that happens, guys. I'm not gonna lie. But what I'll do here is you can go Control C and it clears it. All right, let's do a new one. I recently added a Pasco County tax collector tool to the website, and I just want to make sure it got deployed correctly. I saw that it accidentally deployed new construction communities, which we have not finished yet, and that's not ready for production. And so I don't know how that confusion happened, but clear that up, please. So yeah, like even guys, like, and I just want to show you that because like this is how people really truly use it. Like everybody loves to show that they're reading everything the AI does and have everything so like set up, and that can be overwhelming because you think that this is something that is going to take a lot of time and that's really hard to set up. But for your guys' sake, those essential tools and then just kind of adding new ones as you hear about them, that is the best place to start, because you might want to add tools like Figma if you want to do design stuff. Then Figma has a direct plugin that you can use. But again, just know that all these tools that you connect to, you do have to pay then those companies to use those tools within Claude. And oftentimes you can do a lot of this stuff yourself within Claude. It just depends on how much you want to do by yourself and how much you kind of want to pay for, how much customization you want. things like that. And so, yeah, I got all of them moving. So you got the podcast tool, he's going here, but you guys can kind of see that it does take a while. It got back on our contacts, Damian Medina, discovery call booking. Okay, great. So we've got some good stuff. I think I sent Damian a text. Did he not text back? And so this is what's cool. This really is like mini Jarvises, though, is how I like to explain people. And the unlock you get with bypass permissions on is the ability to just be able to do this, guys. And it is kind of cool. And this is the direction I just see AI going. And this is why I would rather, if I'm going to teach realtors how to use AI, I want to teach them how to use the stuff that actually gets the unlock, which is Claude Code. But this overwhelms people. But just like, I don't know if there's a way to say, like, just trust me. I know what that feels like. I was there. And it gets better with time. But you guys, the unlock this provides, huge. Like, you don't need a website guy. You don't need so much. And the ability for you to iterate and to implement plans and ideas is going to be huge. Because once it's set up, like, if I have an idea, like, I'm going to show you guys, like, okay, let's literally do a demo. Let's do a demo. Real quick, I want you to spin up a preview that is based on the livingInSt.PeteFL.com website. And I want this preview to be what standalone neighborhood websites would look like that are geared towards the homeowners that live there. And then I think it'd be cool to put like an events calendar on there. I think it'd be cool to put all the nearby trails. I don't know. Let's brainstorm even some ideas, but let's do that later. First, spin up a preview for me on localhost of what that web. Okay, I'm going to shoot that off because I do just kind of want you guys to just kind of see, witness kind of the unlock we get here. I'm going to move these here because so you guys can kind of see more, but all right, what do we got going on here? So you can see here. So, okay, he did text back. Here's the full thread, appointment confirmed. Oh, he did say thanks. Okay, sweet. Yeah, so I'll follow up in a day or two. Great. Can you, I guess, remind me to do that? Let me explore what podcast tools, blogs, so then, and then really, guys, the way you get more efficient is because the CMS tool is something that I built out very recently. So Claude Code is like still not familiar with it, so he's reading up on it before he responds to me and kind of says, okay, let me put together a plan for that. And so I like that. Now, as you like the tools you use more, Claude Code is just going to automatically start to adapt. The reason people love ChatGPT was because ChatGPT did this all automatically. And I would say Claude still does most of it automatically. It just does give you a lot more control to dictate how that looks. And there is a bit of a learning curve with it, but the unlock you get is huge because you guys, employees aren't equally productive at one company versus another. Usually one company will have better training, better infrastructure, better support, and they'll do better there, even the same person. And so AI is the same way. The reason a lot of people aren't going to get the unlock with AI is because a lot of that unlock is behind somewhat of a learning curve. But that is kind of nice, guys, because AI is definitely coming for a lot of jobs. And I truly believe, like Dario Amodeo specifically said, that tasks that are human-focused, human relationship-focused, those are going to be the ones that AI is not going to replace. And so I think as real estate agents, that's definitely us. If we lean into that, and we need to lean into that in a way that is still offering more value than we offer buyers and sellers today. If we offer the same amount of value to buyers and sellers today, we will go extinct. We need to be innovative, and that's really what this time period is coming in front of us with Claude and with AI, is the ability to be innovative. And I think that, like, really, I think that the agents, I mean, this is just like a prediction, guys. I know I'm rambling, but I think the agents that focus on this, like, it might not be clear exactly what the unlock is today, but it's very much around the corner, especially as these AI agents are getting better and better at working autonomously, at just doing a lot of busy work. And a lot of the unlock with AI isn't going to be making something that's AI related, guys. It's going to be making blogs. It's going to be having blogs that are just more visual, have more graphics, have more backlinks. Like you don't just have to go and research other articles to backlink to or to reference. Like, we can go and scrape entire YouTube channels and pull individual interview clips. Like the level of depth we can go on our topics with AI is just pretty pretty incredible. And yeah, it's kind of annoying that I have to do it all. You can do them all in one tab if you want, but I kind of like this because I like to move them around, stuff like that. But you guys can see, okay, so here, like the Pascal cat, it confirmed working. All happened on the main with no features, but it's able to go in, look using the Vercel tool. And again, I'm not reading any of this, I'm not doing any of this, but guys, like you, like I just kind of like I read the English where I see the English, and then where I see the code, like it's still like it still makes sense. Like, okay, it's like, but I don't try to understand it. Like, I think a lot of people get overwhelmed trying to understand it. You'll begin to understand it the more you see it, just like the more you hear another language. But really, like the English parts is where I focus. And if I don't understand something, I always ask Claude Code. And I'll even every now and then go into Claude Code and I'll say, hey, like based on kind of how I've recently been using these tools, what is there anything that you want to teach me that would just create a massive unlock for me in terms of how I understand using these tools? And I love doing that. So that's huge. So yeah, then here you got like a scheduled reminder that's set up on Thursday, April 10th. He's going to remind me to do Damien, so that's cool. And then here, yeah, he's used the writing plan skill to create an implementation plan. Which one was this? Was this our? Oh yeah, okay. We were. It was like he's kind of taking some time. Yeah, because this is running the Python script. So I know I talked about some of these scripts, and so it's using that to ingest the blogs that I want it to use for some of like the blogs. And I like this guy. Like this guy down here, he got really good content about like what's up and coming in the area. And I know that he loves being referenced, and I bet he loves that like he's being referenced to an even greater depth. Like even his YouTube videos, which he doesn't have articles on, are being used in blogs. Like people are going to love that. That's going to create backlinking opportunities that nobody has tapped into yet. And so that's why, guys, like there is so much potential in AI moving forward, and all of it lies in just us embracing ourselves as individuals and embracing scaling human relationship. There are like any of these hacks that you hear, I don't think those happen. And there's another video like in the SEO video where I'll talk more about like avoiding to post AI slop and how do you use AI to create content that is good and is going to get you ranked and is going to get you an AI search. We'll talk about that. But that's where we'll really talk about like kind of like how I think you guys can see massive results with these tools in a way that builds trust and builds brand and saves you time and helps you just do more and be more innovative and be more creative. And it's exciting. It's fun, guys. It should be fun. It should not be dreadful. But yeah, really, that's my case for Claude Code. I hope that was helpful. Like I said, like the vector databases, all that stuff is local on Claude. I'll make a whole video on that and using this tool called Obsidian, which makes it super easy to create these databases. Yeah, Claude MCP just popped up out of nowhere as we're talking. And I guess it is testing some stuff for me. Okay, I guess this is the preview that we asked it to build of like what a neighborhood event thing would look like. Obviously this isn't that good. I'd have it use the front end tool to redo it, but it's probably going to recognize that. And that's part of the beauty of what I love about the autonomous mode is if I go in here, like it is going to, wait, is this the right one? No, it's not this one. It is this one, I believe. Yep, here we go. Scroll. Yeah, it's probably going to see that there are there's some rendering issues, and so it's going to kind of fix this. And the reason I like the autonomous mode is, again, I will have it put together structured plans and then have it go and do these things for hours at a time. And so that was, I guess, a very non-technical tutorial on how to use Claude Code in a way that I hope wasn't overwhelming, and I hope just kind of helped highlight the use cases with Claude Code and made an argument for why I think it's worth investing in learning these tools. And just don't be overwhelmed. I know what that feels like. But if you are someone that is saying, okay, Aaron, I want to use Claude Code, but I am overwhelmed. It's still a lot. I have a lot of questions based on what you're saying. And really, I would just like to sit down with you and ask these questions and go through it with you one-on-one. Then I'm available for that. You guys I have a form up here just to kind of help me get an idea of kind of how many hours it would take for us to tackle kind of the project. But really, my main focus, and I don't want to spend too much time here, but my main focus is to help get you in a place to where you can have the same unlock I'm having with Claude, because really once Claude is set up, it is just so much easier to use it. It is just talking to him. And so I know that for a lot of people, getting to that point is the hardest part. And so because of that, I love to do these guided onboarding kind of things where we take basically my version of Claude Code and kind of build it for you based on kind of what works well for you. But really, guys, I would just kind of work on building it yourself. And then if there's ever any functionality or any features that I have that you'd like, hit me up and I would gladly share them with you or show you how to build them. Again, like a lot of them are already available for free on GitHub, so you can definitely try to figure it out by yourself. And there is it's not like I'm gatekeeping either. Like there's so many other tools that are probably better than mine that are out there for free as well. But I had Claude rewrite some of what I had as a base template for just real estate agents. And there's going to be ways that everybody figures that out. And that's why I'm just not worried about gatekeeping, because the unlock with AI lies in individuality. And I know that I am comfortable with who I am today, bro. And I'm just not worried about AI. So that's the unlock. That's why you guys should use Claude Code. Hope that was helpful. And yeah, see you on the next video.